we move on to talk about some of the games in La Liga this weekend. There's a lot of games that are set to happen this weekend. First of all, we had four games that happened so far. Athletic Club took on Getafe. Athletic Club took on Getafe, finished in a 1-1 draw. Real Betis took on Girona, 1-1 draw. Celta Vigo beat Alves 2-1, and then Sevilla and Las Palmas finished in a 2-2 draw. It's weird how La Liga opens up their campaign with 2-2, with 2 games on Thursday, 2 games on Friday. It's strange, but we have this whole weekend set of games to preview. So let's start off. I'm gonna start off with some of the bigger ones. Uh, let's look real quick. Let me pull up all the games on my iPad real quick. Barcelona taking on Valencia. Um, Look, Barcelona is going to open up their campaign. It's announced that Dani Olmo will not be involved in week one's game. He's going to miss it because of registration issues. It's really, really, really just shocking how how Barcelona have handled their financial issues over the past few weeks and how much lies that there's been. I remember I saw a report a few days ago that Dani Olmo will be available for the week for the first game, and it won't be an issue registering him for week one. The amount of times that they've had to, miss players have to miss games because of registration issues early on in the season. The amount of financial problems that they've had, it's just sad. But that he's not going to be involved. Hansi Flick, when he talked about it, he said he's not fit enough to be involved. But I saw another report saying, he's not, he can't get registered. But I'm gonna just what Hansi Flick said. At the moment, Danny is not in the right fitness for the game against Valencia. He is not an option. He started very late to the preseason preparation, and now we take care of him. For us, it's important that all the players playing have no injuries. That's the most important thing. Um, Danny Olmo, he will not be involved in that opening game as they take on Valencia. Big game going up for early in the season. Barcelona, Valencia, two teams with high hopes, two teams with a good history, especially in terms of their history, in terms of in Spanish football. We know what Barcelona is, but Valencia as well. But the Barcelona, they're not gonna have Dani Olmo, but that's not gonna be no excuse for them. They're gonna be expected to start off this campaign with three points. This is their first game that they'll be playing. This is the first game that they'll be playing without Xavi as their manager over the past few years now. It's going to be Hansi Flick who gets his first crack at Barcelona. Expect to see a little bit more dynamic Barcelona, a little bit more of a direct Barcelona that will be looking very, very threatening. And I love to see this game. I think it's going to be a big test for Barcelona. I think they're going to have to go on the road as well. They'll be playing this game at the Mestalla. Mestalla. I always have problems saying that name, saying that stadium. In a very hostile atmosphere. Barcelona has had some struggles in historically playing at the Mestalla. It's a very hostile environment for Barcelona, so it's gonna be a fantastic game. I'm interested to see how much more direct is Barcelona than years in the past, because we'll get to see early on. I don't really rely too much on preseason. I think you're trying not to give things away when it comes to tactics. I want to see how direct the likes of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, if he plays. I know there's issues with his father and all that. Of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, how direct, how vertical they are, how Robert Lewandowski, what his sort of form is going to be like at this time. With the thing with this, the question we can't ask with this game with Dani Olmo not being available is how do they fit him in when you already have the likes of Gundogan, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong? How do you fit in Dani Olmo into that team? Do you play him in one of the front three attacking positions, or do you clog that midfield, or do you end up benching one of those players? It's going to be very, very interesting. A lot of conversation that Barcelona is going to have, and it's just going to be an interesting transition for Barcelona. So I'm here for it. We'll continue. Real Madrid, they open up their La Liga defense against Mallorca. Keep in mind, this is the Real Madrid that just came off winning the Supercopa, defeating Atalanta in Mbappe's first game, scoring that goal. Mallorca, I'm not an expert on Mallorca. They finished 15th place in La Liga last year with 40 points. Not the biggest of tests for Real Madrid in this week one game. Real Madrid, they're expected to start off their title defense with a fast start here. They get to play this game. They actually have to go to Estadio Mallorca. So that will make it a little bit more difficult. But I'm expecting the big players like Mbappe, like Bellingham, like Rodrigo, Vinicius to come up big for Real Madrid and start the season smoothly for them. Atletico Madrid, they take on Villarreal, and Villarreal I have is as a dark horse to potentially get into the Champions League. I like what Villarreal has done in this summer. Right now, they're going to be led by Alex Baena, who had a brilliant Olympic Games for Spain. Really, really quality player in my opinion. He's coming into his own. And Villarreal, they're a threatening team. Being coached by Marcelino. He's been there now for this is going to be his second season. So, it's going to be interesting. Villarreal this season, they take on Atletico Madrid. Hopefully we get to see Julian Alvarez in this opening game. He's been involved in terms of training, obviously, and the fact that he's already signed. Unlike Conor Gallagher, who went to Madrid and couldn't get the thing completed over the line because of the Omar Dion deal falling off, and now he's being sent back to Chelsea. Julian Alvarez, it was done right away. Contract signed. He's been trading. Will they start him right away? We don't know. We saw the Mazraoui. He was able to start right away. And today, Xerxes, he came on to score a goal. Will Atletico Madrid be able to put Julian Alvarez on the pitch right away? I don't know. Maybe we see him coming off the bench. But I definitely think he's going to have some sort of impact in this game as either a starter or a substitute. So, to answer your question, are you going to have to wait a little bit longer? No, I think you will see Julian Alvarez play tomorrow, whenever the game is. I believe the game is set to be played. When is the game? On Monday? Yeah, I think Julian Alvarez will definitely be involved, and you'll get to see him. A brilliant player, by the way. Let's continue on with the rest of the games in La Liga. We'll just go quickly through them. Osasuna take on Leganés. Real Sociedad take on Rayo Vallecano. Valladolid take on Espanyol. A packed day of La Liga matches. So we all look forward to those. And I like how they put 2 games on each day. That's actually pretty cool.